Hey friend, I'm glad you could make it. I thought today we could look at the Loyalists, which is the second module in the North Road campaign. It has a lot of great adventure in it, and I wanted to show you a more detailed look at the module. We printed this up so we can page through it and show you and talk about it. So let me come closer. Come on, come closer, and I'll show you the inside of the module and what's going on. Hey there, friend. Are you nice and comfortable? Good, good. Let me grab my readers and we'll dig into the module. All right. So here it is, and we printed this up. Normally you get this in a PDF on the website, but we printed it up just so we can leaf through it and kind of show you. Okay, this is the Loyalists. We have our two factions here, and the party's heading to Southwood, coming from Winter Bay, which is the first module, Death and Taxes, right? And so fun stuff, fun stuff. So let's dig into it. So what we got here is we got a nice start. So we got Nira, who you met in the first module, Death and Taxes, and kind of suggestions what you can do depending on how the party wants to react with her, right? But then we have a really fun encounter, which I love, which is this character named Ahabet, which she is an NPC that the players meet, this very old woman, and they have some nice interaction with her. But what this kind of heralds is this creature showing up called the Sarla Car. Okay, let's see if I can page that. And here's a nice little picture over here, and the Sarla Car bursting out of the ground. Now check out my video on this, because I have a video on making the Sarla Car, so very cool. But it's just this bag of bile and tentacles, and you have this nice encounter with her, and she actually is hunting these things. Like she's armed to fight these things, which is surprising and fun for the party, right? Yeah, so that's the first time you see the Sarla Car in our adventures. And so then they make it to Southwood, and they have to try to get into Southwood, right? There's a festival going on, the Blood Moon Festival going on. They have to get through the gate. They have to decide whether they want to take the tax collector's wagon or not, and there could be some danger with that, of course, because she was an official of the government, so you got to decide what you want to do. We have this nice rumors here that you can use for the adventure, try to get past the town guards and that kind of thing. And more about using the carriage, entry on foot, other ways you can enter Southwood if you just want to try another way, or it's too dangerous, or the guards, get onto what you're trying to do to get in the village or the town. So that's pretty cool. Then we have some details of the streets of Southwood, like what's going on. There's a festival going on, so it's all this activity, that you're going through. And I have my terrain here, nice pictures of my terrain with the whole festival going on. You meet Katarine, which is this merchant. She's a very interesting NPC who you can get some information from, as well as some, maybe exchange some money and that kind of thing. Now we have this interesting. We have the librarian here, which is kind of foreshadowing for later in the module when she turns out to be bad. But we also have, if you go to the library, you can research things, and we have lots of things. And this is all, studious characters can find out all this stuff. Which in, if you're playing a regular game in a regular module, you may not have all that kind of history at hand, but we've got all that baked in right into this module, so it's so easy for you to give that foreshadowing that a studious player can find out. A player who wants to do their due diligence and find out stuff. I love that, because you can find out all this cool information that carries through the campaign and can really help you understand what's going on, right? If you take the time to do that. So then, you go through the library. You can also meet this another nun named Pambula, who is actually on the other side. So the players have to decide what faction they want to go with. They're going to be approached by two sides, right? And they have to figure out which faction they want to go with and which one is good or evil, right? So that's a lot of fun in this module. I think that's really cool. And then there's some more, in the library. You can, meet Pambula and that kind of thing. And just all this information, which is great, like I said. Now, you can go to the Merchant's Quarter, get stuff that you need. We have more rumors, in the festival and that kind of thing. So I love that. We have the temple. You can go to the temple and meet, different people in the temple, learn about things. Also, we have this inn called the Dead Dog Ale House, right? Which is very interesting. And you can meet Pambula there, or you can meet Kalea, who is the other faction of the nuns. So you have to decide which side, which of this religious order you're going to go with, right? Or any, I guess. So they're each going to try to lure you, into their faction, which I really, really like. That's really fun. Now, there's an interesting thing that happens in the tavern, because the bad guys are supplying the tavern with they're called weird dogs. Okay, here's a picture I did of it, really cool. They're called weird dogs, and they're essentially dogs that are hopped up on alchemy and wizard weed. Okay, if you've seen our first module, you know what wizard weed is. This really highly addictive substance that turns people nuts. It can also give you more magical power, but once you get addicted to it, there's a lot of danger, right? Because you can turn into a weirdling, which is like essentially a zombie that just spurts off random magic. But the bad faction is using these weirdlings for their own ends. They're also creating these weird dogs, and they're selling them to this tavern to kind of push wizard weed, because they want more people to do it, and you find out more about that. But it's also a fun encounter, because the dogs are like, blasting each other with magic, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we got that. So they have the dog fight. Also a bookie if they want to get in on that action, right? If the players end up in prison, we got a little section here so you can handle that. Now, the factions are going to try to get the players to go through the caverns under the city, because if the guards get onto them or whatever, that's the safest way to get out of the city, right? But when they go in the caverns, they're going to find some crazy stuff, because there are some Drex down there, and they are milking a subterranean Sarla Car. They're milking it for to use to make like super addictive wizard weed, right? It's some kind of alchemical thing. So this is really, really pretty cool. And it's like, whoa, what the heck? And it's just really kind of disturbing scene as we introduce these Drex. They're these kind of spined, bat-faced albino creatures that live underground, and they're really cool. I did a picture of one, so I actually made a model of it for this adventure. So very cool to take pictures. And then it turns out that the chief librarian is one of those hags that works for the bad faction, and she is. You might recognize her from the library, because she's actually in the library up above in Southwood, but she's down here like this operation when the players go down there, and she's this hag. So yeah, that's a fun thing going on there. And then the players can get through and escape into the woods, which is the next module. So yeah, really cool, really cool. We also have the Blood Moon Temple, which is another mini adventure that fits with this adventure, the Loyalists. So check out, it's only 99 cents extra. So check out the Blood Moon Temple also. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough and kind of an explanation of what's going on in the Loyalists. So the next module, Into the Woods, is like, taking, deciding what faction you've gone with, and then like following that mission to the next step. So you're going up the North Wood, but you're kind of taking a detour, or you're going up the North Road, but you're kind of taking a detour off the North Road. So yeah, really cool. I hope you enjoyed this look. You guys take care. Go forth and craft, and go forth and quest. So take care, Questies. See you next time, and check out the Loyalists.